Welcome back, family, to another Back Issue Book Club. I'm Greg.
And I'm Rich. How you doing?
And we're a week late because I'm sick and dealing with that. But this is for the second half of All-Star Superman and issue number 2 of Kill Your Darlings.
Yes, right there.
So, All-Star Superman, second half. I don't know.
I felt well, I'm going to get right into the elephant here.
Go.
When I finished reading episode issue 12, I immediately looked like, is there an issue 13? I don't feel like anything is resolved.
Yeah. Except the Sun Eater pet being killed.
Yeah. But
So,
other than that, I'm like, there were too many stupid little sidelines during this series.
Yeah.
And I got very nervous when I saw the reference to the Bizarro Zoo and the reference to the smart Superman that is in the Bizarro realm underground.
Yeah.
That they were going to start elaborating more. I'm like, I can't handle any more Bizarro.
Well, there's so much. Like, they start off the series, Superman's dying and he's got, several tasks he needs to complete and this and that. And then it just gets into like this weird place with this bizarre place and it's filling up with so many side stories and stuff. And it's just like, I'm missing what earned this story the Eisner Award. Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. The writing I don't get, and I don't think the art was that good.
Yeah, I got to give it to you on that also. I mean, a lot of the facial features I thought were not really well drawn. Backgrounds and overall scenery was well drawn, but
yeah,
I'm not a fan of the physical characteristics that this person his artwork did. Still, again, 10,000 times better than anything I could draw, so I need to shut up as far as that. But I can compare his work to other artists and say that I don't hold it in the same class.
Yes. So, I mean, yeah, you had the weird side thing of, what was it, Samson and Hercules?
Yeah,
showing up and fighting over Lois, and
there were so many different storylines, story arcs that were going on in the series. I can't even remember them all. I mean, you just brought that up like, oh yeah, great, that was another issue. Jeez.
So yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and so this means Kryptonians are Jedi because when they die, they become part of the living force. Their energy just.
Oh, that's another thing. The two asshole Kryptonian couples.
No, yeah, that too. Yeah, but I'm talking about when he met his dad on, very similar to the way that this series came out before the MCU, correct?
2011, I think 2012, 2011.
So it would be predating Black Panther.
Yeah.
So then my question would be the way that T'Challa crossed into the spirit realm and met his father when he died, when he took the potion. Is that comic book lore or is that what they did for the MCU? And if so, then I think the MCU copied some of this idea.
How dare they? How dare they?
Oh, come on. Both of them copy from each other. It's fine.
I know. I'm just kidding. That's why I said that.
But yeah, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't.
I'm glad we're on the same page because you were a little optimistic in the first half. I feel like
my only drawback was no more Bizarro. I can't handle that. But the rest of it was going along. I'm like, okay, so these story arcs are going to go into this. No, they branched out into. It turned what looked like it was going to be a Christmas tree where everything was going to, all these branches were going to converge towards the top, and it just basically just turned into a bush.
The timeline loom just went.
I mean, seriously, Kang would read this and go, damn, this is even more fucked up than mine.
Right. So I don't know what we're missing, but people love this series.
Yeah.
Shall we rate it?
Yes, I would like to say before I rate it though that I think this is one of the first DC series that I really was thoroughly disappointed with. Um, it was good to be disappointed as a Marvel fan. It was good to be disappointed by a DC and not a Marvel for a change. As I'm looking over my shoulder at the copy of Wolverine #1, which started this whole thing off. But yeah, so as a Marvel fan, I'm sitting here wearing my Secret Wars shirt and everything, trash talking DC. I gotta say, on the whole, though, since we've started this series, I've got to give the edge to the DC comic books. So that being said, let's get to a rating of All-Star Superman.
I'll give it a 5, man. I was just not swayed one direction or another.
Yep, that's right at the middle. At the end of the first half, I think I said something like, what, 6.5? If you take Bizarro out, I was a 7. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
But the second half of the series, it brought it down. Especially that last episode, last issue, really left a foul taste in my, and unsatisfied,
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, like the way I leave every woman, that kind of unsatisfied.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it the same 5 because just like every woman that's been with me, it's like, so why did I do this?
Oh.
Yeah, it was, I read it. I don't overall dislike it. I definitely don't like it. I'm very neutral toward this one. So
yeah, me too.
This is the first Superman storyline that we've read though, right?
This is our first like strictly Superman, if you don't count like the one-offs that were in like part of Night Terrors.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like it's just a storyline.
Yeah.
What's funny because when John from Syndicate stopped by the comic convention, the Comic-Con that I did,
yeah,
he was looking at some books, I guess, that he was thinking about taking and putting into the store, selling on commission for me. And I had 3 Golden Age DC books. I have a Wonder Woman, I have a Batman, I have a Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at him and went, if you want, I can sell that Wonder Woman and that Batman. I can't sell the Superman. Nobody wants those. I'm like, really? Nobody wants a Golden Age Superman book? He said, no, it's no interest.
I do.
Yeah, I bought the book because I thought it was a cool book to put up on the wall and expand on having different, other than just Marvel books up there. But I actually, when I look at the 3 books, I actually do gravitate more towards the Wonder Woman and the Batman ones. They attract my eye better.
Yeah, this isn't going to put me off of reading other Superman stories.
But not at all.
But yeah, this wasn't it.
Pumpkin spice coffee creamer with my Stitch Boo Halloween mug. I'm ready. Oh, for people that are not Patreon members, you don't get to hear this until after Halloween. But our Patreon members heard it before.
All right. So shall we move to Kill Your Darlings number 2?
Yes, which, like I said, I have here. Thankfully I saved this for reading after the All-Star Superman because this brought me back into a positive frame of mind. I like this book.
What do you like?
Okay. I do like the artwork a lot.
Yes, I think it's good.
I find the text also in the writing very easy to read and I like it. But I also, it leaves me a lot of, so how is this going to work into this? How is the witches from 300 years ago?
I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. I mean, is she a grand descendant? Is she the same person? Is she reincarnated? I don't know.
Yeah, because in this one we got the flashback of like the 4 girls like running away to a cabin in the woods trying to escape a mob.
Yeah.
And
because she did not burn when put in front of the stake.
Right. And she's like, please stop. And they kill like 3 of them or something. And
yep. Oh, wait, there's one more under the table.
Yeah. They get her and they're like, any last words, little loser? And
yeah, sure. Wait, let's hang her. Now let's see how she does against my gun.
And I was like, oh my God. And the next panel, They were no more.
Yeah, she summoned the roots of the trees to impale them all, and it
Ugh.
was so well done. I'm like, I can almost hear the
Splinters and
yes. And then poof, just immediately flashes forward to the girl from the modern day who was accused of burning her mother to death.
So, I was going to bring this up. I decided to read the little summary recap from they do sometimes at the beginning of the book.
Mhm.
Did you read that?
No. Tell me more.
If memory serves, it says, the girl burned down her house with her mother in it. And you and I at the end of the last issue were left wondering if she did. But it seemed pretty certain that she did based on that summary.
Well, see, now here's the question is what did she tell the police? If she told the police, no, there was a monster in the house that set fire to the house, then they're going to think, oh, shoot, the girl's got a split personality. She did it herself. She's a monster herself. If she had said, oh, well, the stove was left on and I accidentally threw a towel up there and it caught fire. Oh, the little girl accidentally burned down her house. No, they painted her out to be, a monster because she probably told everybody that I saw a monster.
Let me read this real quick. In 1692, a young girl with beaming yellow eyes, accused of being a witch, was given up by her family. Oh yeah, remember that douchey family.
Mom, Dad,
burned at the stake. In 95, 8-year-old Rose's seemingly imaginary world of fantasy was host to a very real, very evil entity that wreaked havoc on her friends and possessed Rose to burn her real life house to the down with her mother inside.
So she probably has no
possessed.
Recollection of it, unless she says, "Yeah, I couldn't control myself. I burnt it down."
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, that's a question we don't know whether she was like aware of herself being out of control or just like blacked out.
Right. So apparently, now in issue 2, she's probably 15, 16. She's got a couple of years to go before she's an adult and can be let out.
Yeah.
Or transferred to an adult facility if they could still consider her to be a danger. And she still has that same friend that liked her back in the day coming to visit. And, I love the activities that were on the wall, like Monday, movie day, and Tuesday is, and then Wednesday, pancakes. We have no activities for you. We're just going to give you pancakes. Shut up.
Yeah, it's almost patronizing.
I mean, can I have pancakes and watch a movie?
No. And all the while, there's little panels of pills.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole part, and they start to like fade in and out.
Yeah, they're constantly adjusting the dosage, trying to keep everybody subdued and quiet.
Yeah.
But our friend shows up on Friday, and because Friday was Visitors Day.
Yeah.
And he says, I just got my license. So, yeah, he said, apparently he says, so Friday, you're going to sneak out like you always do. We'll meet up. So she has an easy way to sneak out of the facility every Friday, like clockwork. But it always, for some reason, decides to come back in.
Yeah.
So maybe she's just afraid of being on the lambs. If I could I'm used to this routine. It could be worse, but I could be in a prison or doped up more. I just got to bide my time till I get out of here. But she has a new roommate now.
Free pancakes.
Only on Wednesdays.
Still.
I mean, come on. I can go to the hairdresser on, Supercuts on Wednesdays and get $1 off because they asked me if I'm a senior citizen.
Hell yeah.
I'm not a senior citizen, not yet.
But yes, she does have a new bunkmate, as you say, and the roommate's like, don't hurt me. Like,
have I done anything to you?
Yeah. What are you going to burn this place too?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh, come on.
I mean, if she had a reputation of burning multiple places,
right.
It's one time when she was a little girl. I don't know if she told people, yeah, I did it, or I don't remember doing it. I don't know what she told authorities and the doctors, but even Sarah Connor was able to con her psychiatrist after a couple of years. You're right.
Speaking of which, Linda Hamilton will be there at Rhode Island Comic Con.
Sweet. Don't piss
Anyway,
her off.
please. Yeah, she'll flex on me. Oh.
Yeah, I'd like to see somebody who come walking up. I see you're still signing autographs. Anyway, yeah, so she gets ready to sneak out, and her roommate is, turning out, basically sounding her own vocal alarm. But then an arrow shoots across.
Well, when as she's screaming, the sprinkler goes off in their room, and she pops out the door, and she's like, "Shit, shit, shit!" And all of them are going down the hall, and then it shows you that an arrow just shot the fire alarm lever.
Right, and I can't remember the guy's name, but in my head, I'm reading him like he sounds like Mr. Bean.
Wallace.
Wallace, yes, he has a British accent, by the way he talks, or Australian. Should be Australian, actually, from the hat the way it is.
I think so.
So now I got to switch it to Paul Hogan.
Get down.
He's a pigafont, half pig head, half elephant.
This is risky.
But he's like, we've been working on planning on getting you out of here for a long time now. She's like, really? I sneak out every Friday. Oh. Okay then. So where do we go? Yeah. But they make their way, and they do get out. It was funny, and this is like one of those moments where at the very end you start to look back at the other panels and are like, excuse me. They climb over the fence, and there's her friend that's waiting with his card to, let's go hang out and play cards, or the Magic the Gathering ripoff that they have in the comic.
Yes,
and he's looking down like, who's the elephant? Yeah, I see him. I am freaking out very quietly, but yeah, I see him. So I'm like, the guards didn't see as both of you guys were running down the hallway and going over the fence.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
Elipig, actually. Okay.
Oh, I said pigafont. Okay, I was backwards, but same idea.
That's okay. Why are you not freaking out? Oh, I am. This can't be real. Little dude looks real.
Kiss her. You know you want to.
I know, right? In the rain and everything. But yeah, we get a whole bunch of backstory from Wallace talking about how there's war and they need her help, and
the person that she escaped from has been killing them over time.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And you could do anything in our land or whatever, and she takes she latches onto that. Yeah.
Now, I mean, and for those of you that are on the podcast, I apologize. We're on the screen on YouTube. We're looking at the frames of some of the last pages of the issue. Can you scroll back down again, real quick?
Up?
No, down. More. Okay. Now look at those two panels, and actually even probably the one above it. You can see expressions of, her facial expressions actually convey, confusion. The one afterward, just the artwork, like I said, and the facial features, it works very well in this book. You don't have to go with a lot of detail in the back. You've got rain falling down, so you would be able to see it anyway.
Well, and this one is especially good because it's like her eyebrows are still concerned a little bit, but she's kind of smiling a little bit.
Yeah, skeptical but hopeful at the same time.
Great way to put it. Yeah.
Apparently they do give them nail polish remover in display. I mean, nail polish in display. She's got black nail polish on.
Yes, she does.
And yeah, you see rosewood, stars, all mystical places, but really has Australia. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Underwater place. How descriptive.
Yeah. Well, it was drawn by a little girl, which makes sense.
That's true. Isle of Monsters. Unicorn Sank. Unibear. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, sweet Matt, we've got work to do. End of the book.
Well, it's end of the book for you. In the actual book, there's a lot of pages afterwards, which are like ads for other comics with like 1 or 2 pages of.
I see him. Yeah.
Okay. The Unibear Sanctuary.
Unibear. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and it has. The I is dotted and the B is a funky font B, which almost makes it look like a second dot.
Got it. Okay. But
Like,
yeah,
I wish I could. Yeah, when you're struggling, I'm like, I can't see on the screen. Wait, I've got the damn book.
That was good though, man. That was fun.
Yes, and it really like makes people like, okay, so what's going to happen in the next book? We've got another person. Hopefully, he doesn't get killed. She's escaped, and these are storylines that are coming towards one point. Yay!
Yeah, I mean, it's my biggest question is like, are we gonna go back into that land that we were in episode or issue 1, and her as an older kid now, how that would be, and what happens to her buddy? Does he go with them? Does he stay in quote unquote reality? You know?
Well, now my question is: the person that is causing all this havoc and killing all these these not imaginary characters anymore, but these characters, is that the girl from the witch trials that said, just leave us alone?
Yeah, all that too. Yeah.
I mean, maybe she became evil over time. It doesn't seem like she was evil. She was just kind of like, look, we just want to live.
Yeah, exactly.
But had to fight as a defensive maneuver. And I think a big part of it's going to be, where does that character come from on that map? Does she come from the Isle of Monsters? Does she come from Australia? Does she come from where?
The witch girl?
Yeah. Or whomever it is that is causing all this havoc.
Oh. Yeah, because in the first issue we get that pretty much just a picture of that dark cave, right?
Yeah.
And that was like the evil
river of blood coming out of it, everything. Yeah.
So maybe we'll get to see what's all that about.
Yes.
In the next one.
So speaking of next one, what's next? What are we doing next?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me, Richard.
Yes, I have to know, Gregory.
Well, we have decided to read the Kanan miniseries, 12 issues. The issues, what is it, 1 and 8 are the
1 and 6.
1 and 6
yes.
are the expensive ones that everybody likes to have.
Yeah, the first one is the first appearance of Kanan in comics, and the second and number 6 was first full appearance of Sabine and Ezra and
the gang.
Yeah. From what I've read online, as far as time wise, people that I read, they might be wrong, and you can tell us if we're wrong. It's this majority of the storyline takes place between Rebels season 1 and season 2. So since we've already seen all of Rebels, I've seen it like 5 times, and I've also watched Bad Batch, which has the Order 66, where it affects Caleb Zoom. I am interested in seeing more storyline concerning that character.
Yeah. So it's 12 issues. We're going to read the first 6 issues for this next podcast, and then the next 6 after that.
So that keeps us busy for 2 weeks while we're also doing Enfield Gang Massacre and Kill Your Darlings. If there are any other things that you think that we should be reading in this Back Issue Podcast, really would love to hear you guys sound off. We take the highest priority suggestions, of course, come from our Patreon members, which is Patreon/Team Ohana. But even anything you just put in the comments, we will absolutely take it into consideration. If you put in something like My Little Pony, we will not give that too much serious consideration, or it's got to be things that we feel like we're going to be interested in. We're not just going to read like, oh my god, this is horrible, but somebody suggested it, so I have to. No.
If a Patreon member suggests it, then maybe we could do a bonus episode, or I'll do a bonus one.
There's a person I know that does movie reactions, and her Patreon members, the top tier, they make a they make recommendations for her, and she has people vote. She's got tens of thousands of subscribers, but her top tier get to dictate. You have to watch this one on Mondays. So, I mean, literally, with the amount of subscribers she has, she's making a living watching TV. So, I mean, that's fantastic. Congratulations. But I'm wondering if we should do something like that, where up to a 4-issue arc, you can, if you're a Patreon member, you can force us to read and react to something, even if it's something we don't want to. It could be Sonic the Hedgehog. It could be.
Don't put that on me. I would read the hell out of Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right, yeah, I'm just saying it. I'm just saying something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So,
something to think
about. If that's something that appeals to what you think, the way you guys would like to see something like that, put that in the comments. We can grow the channel based on what you guys want.
Yeah. But on that note, yes. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate and subscribe wherever you listen to this podcast. It should be available everywhere, including on YouTube, of course. Like and subscribe.
Yes, please.
Helps us out. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/TMOhana. Also, you will we're doing watch-alongs right now. Well, we always do watch-alongs, but you get access to those. Right now we're watching Loki, which has been freaking awesome. Super fun. We also have our monthly get-togethers. We just had last night, where I pulled some pretty cool books like Spider-Man 1 and 306.
Yeah, and
ASM
that is these not Spider-Man 1 from '63, but that's the McFarlane Spider-Man 1. Yeah, that not any of the new runs. That's one of the key ones that people want. And you pulled out, it even shocked me. So
yeah. We also have extra picks when we do our Remember Me videos. And there's just more interaction and camaraderie, and you steer the direction of the channel because your stuff gets priority in terms of what your suggestions are. You also get this podcast like 5 days early. Yeah, we have an Etsy shop. A lot of this might be updating shortly, so keep that in mind. But yeah, check out the link tree with the Etsy shop in it for merch. Is there anything else?
I think that's it, sir.
Okay. Well, until we see you guys in the next one, mahalo.